Streamlining your business, automating your business, it can be a very daunting thing, especially if you don't know where to start. And that's exactly why I went through and I did this YouTube series, right, of streamlining your online business with HoneyBook. HoneyBook is my absolute favorite CRM system. I use this system every single day in my online business, and it has worked amazingly for me. I have been able to go through and do contracts. I can do invoicing. I can set up my client workflows and automation. I absolutely love it. But is HoneyBook the right system for you? Now, HoneyBook is for so many different creatives and independent businesses. So you can be a website designer, maybe you're a graphic designer, maybe you're a florist, photographer. It has so many different uses for so many different types of businesses. And during this series that we're currently in is our Streamline Your Online Business with HoneyBook. And I've walked you through so many different things during this particular series. And this is actually video number 5. And give yourself a pat on the back if you have been watching those videos with me and you have been going through and implementing the things that we talked about. Pat yourself on the back, give yourself a shout out in the chat, give yourself a hand clap inside of the chat if you have been tuning in to any of those videos, because in video number 1, we talked about streamlining your business without using necessarily HoneyBook, just going through the foundational steps of using and creating systems inside of your business. So that was the foundational steps. And then we dove deeper into video number 2, where I went through and we talked about all of the 5 things that I recommend that you do inside of your HoneyBook account before doing anything else. We talked about digital products that you can now sell inside of HoneyBook, contact forms. We talked about automation and how to set all of that up. But in this video, I want to give you one more tip that you can do with HoneyBook to help you streamline your business. And that's going to be HoneyBook's Smart Files, okay? Now, over the other videos, we've covered some of this, but I want to show you just exactly what a smart file is and just get your wheels turning for how you can actually go through and use smart files in your business. Now, if you're not familiar with what a smart file pretty much in just language terms is that it is a file that you can combine different types of actions, steps, documents all into one. So it makes it easy for you to be able to streamline your processes and send your clients basically one document with all of the steps they need to do. Let me give you an example. So for example, let's say you have a contract. So you have your contract section, you have maybe an invoice section, and then maybe you have a payment schedule section, right? Now you can send all of those all in one. So now you're not having to go through and send a contract, and the client signs it, then you send out an invoice, they look at it, then they pay it. Now you can combine it all into just one document and have all of those steps seamlessly streamlined within your business. I absolutely love that. They did used to have and still do have like their legacy templates where you would send everything individually. But since Smart Files, it has streamlined so many different things. So I'm going to dive inside of HoneyBook and I am going to show you how you can use this part of HoneyBook to help you streamline your online business. Okay, so right now I'm inside of HoneyBook, and if you go to your tools and you go to my templates, then you will come to the template section. And this is where you would be able to find and create any type of smart files. Now, if you've watched and you've been tuned into this YouTube series, then you already know what I'm about to say is that I am rebranding our company. Our new website and everything should be up by the end of the month or the end of December. It should be up. So some of these forms we are going to be changing colors and we're going to be rebranding and adding to some of these. But these are some of the smart files that we do have. They all play different parts like intake forms. This is a questionnaire form for post-client work, different things, right? So how you can go through and create a smart file. So if I were to go to create new, just to kind of give you an idea of some of the things that are included inside of a smart file, you have your contracts, you can do invoicings, proposals, services, questionnaires, schedulers, and you can also do custom where you can add all of these different elements or the things that you need, and you can add them all into some type of custom proposal. So I am going to choose the option. I'm just going to do custom. I'm going to choose custom. And we already covered how to do this in the previous video. So we're actually not going to spend a lot of time here. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back out and I am going to I'm going to bring up this one, but I'm going to make a duplicate being that that really is a real form. And this is just a questionnaire form. So I'm going to hit it in preview just so you guys can see. This is a basic questionnaire form. This is post uh, client work. So after a client works with us for a particular service, this is what they will get. But let's just imagine that this was maybe an intake form. This was something that someone had to fill out in order to be able to work with us. Let's just say that, for example, so pretty much what we would have this form. So let's say this was the intake form, and then we can add on additional pages, and then we can add on basically additional tasks or steps. So I'm going to go to this add page here, and it's going to ask me, hey, do you want to add anything that you've already created, or did you want to go through and create something new? I'm just going to go ahead. I'm just going to throw in this subcontractor agreement because this is a contract, right? So this is one of the contracts that we have used in the past. So that is the one that I'm going to go ahead and just throw in here for this demo purposes. So this is a contract. So now we have our questionnaire and we have a contract. So when the client gets this, they have that one page of the questionnaire, then they also have a contract. So we're saving ourselves some time and work by not sending these things out separately. But now we can even take it a step further if we wanted to. Let's say on our next page that we want to have an invoice, right? So we want them to be able to review the contract and then also see the invoice for the service. So they've already agreed to maybe work with us and they looked at the contract. The contract looks fine to them. They sign that part on page number 2. And then maybe on the third page, we're going to go through and we're going to put the invoice, right? So we're going to add an invoice, has a couple of examples, has some of the ones that we've had in our account before, but I'm just going to do the start from blank and just hit standard invoice. Again, I've already showed this to you guys in a previous video, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm just going to put test, and then I am just going to put, maybe just an amount. And then that is it. Now we have 2 payments here. Maybe it's just 1 payment. Okay, so now we have an invoice. Okay, so going back, we have the questionnaire, then we have the contract. So now the client has a contract. Then on page 3, we have the invoice, which it's named as page 3, but I can just rename it by just clicking over to it and just type in invoice. And that invoice automatically is going to pull up page number 4, which is for them to go through and pay that, right? So they just put in their payment information. That's all we would need to do, right? So as you can imagine, I'm going to go back to, this is in preview. I'm going to go back here. So now we have the questionnaire. And then when they go to the next screen, they have the contract. So they will go through. This is in preview mode. They will go through. They will review the contract. These slots will be available for them to go through and sign this contract here. Then we're going to hit next. They can see, okay, this is what the service amount is going to be. This is going to be what that service is for. And then they're going to go through and they can put in their information to be able to submit payment. Boom, pay, and then that's it. Okay, so now you can see inside of HoneyBook that you can also use Smart Files, and using that feature as well is going to help you to be able to streamline your processes and how you communicate and operate your business with your clients inside of HoneyBook. So again, don't get overwhelmed by going through and streamlining your business. Just take it step by step. You're not going to do everything that you want to do day one. Neither did I. We're still working on updating our systems as well too, adding to our workflows, adding to our streamlines and streamlining everything that we have as well. So don't get overwhelmed with the process. And I really hope that you found some value from this particular YouTube series. Again, if you are and if you've been following along, give yourself a hand clap inside of the chat. Now, if you missed any of the videos that we covered during this YouTube series, you can go back to watch those videos. They will be available inside the description box below. You will find the link to those as well. Now, if you haven't dived into HoneyBook, but you want to give it a try, I do have a 50% off your first year of HoneyBook. The link to that and other resources is going to be in the description box below. And if you have any questions about using HoneyBook, definitely feel free to drop those comments, drop those questions, and I'll be more than happy to assist you. Be sure that you also like this video if you found any value from it, and you subscribe to this channel, because I definitely will be posting more content like this to help you to go through and to streamline your online business using HoneyBook. So again, I appreciate it. I enjoyed doing this series with you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.